look at Sammy. You gonna go in the carrier by yourself? Go ahead, your spider's in there. She's waiting for you, Sammy. She's waiting for you, Sammy. We gotta go. Ready to go?
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It's 7:30 a.m. My body battery is 90. It was actually above 90 when I first woke up. It was 93. That's the first time in months that I've been able to get my body battery up that high. That's basically an indication of how much energy I'm going to have for the day. And my stress is low right now. And for sleep, look at this. I actually got good sleep. I got more than 7 hours of sleep. I got a score of 87. So this is great. This is one of my highest sleep scores in several months also. I'm so excited. What's going on here? Simba, what's going on here? What's going on here? You eating leftovers? Why are you eating leftovers? You're going to have breakfast soon, Simba. How you feeling, Simba? Who's growling this morning? Was it you or was it Splash? I heard growling a little while ago. When I went to bed last night, the boys were having a party in here. I don't know what was going on. So I've had the sleeping bag on top of this for a while, and I finally put it away. And what I did was I actually sprayed this with 2 sprays of Pet Remedy, which the cats like, and I figured it'll attract them back to the day sofa. And sure enough, Simba was on here, Splash was over here, and then Boo was like over here. And that's where they were when I went to bed. So I don't know what happened after that, if they stayed in the room or not. Here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. How are you? None of the cats have been sleeping on my bed recently. Before Stella passed away, like several months before she passed away, she was the only one that would sleep on my bed. She kind of claimed it as her territory. When I was getting ready to sleep at night, she would jump on the bed. She'd be like, okay, I'm ready to sleep. And then what would happen is sometime during the night, she would get off the bed. And then in the morning, when she heard me moving around, that's when she'd jump back on the bed and she'd want a million pets. And it was that way through January, through December, maybe even November. I mean, it was a while. Like, it was that. And it's been a long time since, like, all of the cats have slept on my bed with me. I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of weird. It actually coincided with when I got that blanket from Costco. That water-resistant blanket from Costco. I guess maybe they didn't like it. I mean, at first they liked it because it was nice and furry. But then, like, after that, they didn't like it. So yesterday, I actually took the blanket off. I need to put it in the laundry. And I put the vomit blankets from Sharon back on the bed. Maybe that's why I slept really good also, because I don't have that Costco blanket on the bed anymore. Sometimes, like, a different blanket or a different comforter can make all of the difference. Right, Boo? Or it could be the fact that I actually got some sunshine yesterday. I think that made such a huge difference. So I have to go look at the schedule for today as far as, like, the sun schedule on the app that I have. And I want to make some time to sit outside today, hopefully get even more vitamin D than I got yesterday. And I've been taking vitamin D. I've been taking the vitamin D drops, but when you take the supplements, it just does not have the same effect as sunshine. I'm looking all over for a Splash. I just found him. What are you doing under there, Splashy? Look at this. The neighbor's cat is outside. He is eating some leftover food on the plate. It is 11:45 a.m. Here's Nancy. All the windows in the house are open, so this is great. It's sunny, and the windows are actually open, like, more than they've been open. This one's open about 2 inches. So that's really good. I'm just about to go outside and get some sunshine myself. I've had a productive morning. The cats have had their playtime. They've had their breakfast. I did some yoga. I did more than I did yesterday. The goal is just to do a little bit more each day. And I'm doing laundry, right, Nancy? And I'm cleaning up, decluttering the dining room. So right now, everything's going according to plan. I just spent a whole hour outside today, but I got 4,000 IUs of vitamin D today. I got a little bit more than 4,000, so that's more than 3 times what I got yesterday. So hopefully I'll feel even better than I did yesterday. It's almost 5:30 p.m. Here's Boo. And I just finished recording the voiceover for the announcement of Stella's passing. I figured let me do it today while I'm feeling good because of the sunshine and the nice weather. And I was able to get through it. I had to stop a few times, but I was able to do it. And it was really weird because halfway through, my camera overheated. My camera never overheats, so that was really odd. But I got it done now. I just need to edit the video, like compile the video. There's still a few days of vlogs before that, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna post the vlogs because if they're traumatic, like, I don't want to traumatize people. Right, Boop? Right, Boop? So right now I need to do my cat chores. I need to scoop litter, refill water bowls, and other things that need to get done. Right, Boop? What's on you? I want to put these in the wash, but first I need to brush all these, but like there's food here. I need to wash these and put new ones on. Maybe we'll do that now, Boo. Let me get the brush. We'll brush these and then I'll find new ones to put on, okay? It's almost 9 p.m. Look who's here. It's Richard and Nancy. Ringo's on the cat tower. Hello, babies. Hello, babies. I'm just about ready to start getting their dinner ready. It's a little late today, but I was working on a video. But I'm not going to post it until tomorrow. But I just wanted to get it done. It is 7:45 a.m. and here's Boo. I finally changed the covers on these cat towers yesterday and washed the ones that have been up here. I had a really rough night last night, like really rough. What's on you, Boo? And I only got about 6 hours of sleep, maybe not even. I had nightmares all night. So what I feel like today is that like I took 2 steps forward the past few days. I had 2 really good days the past 2 days. And now today, like I'm taking a step back. You know, I've always said when you're training feral cats, it's always like that. It's like you take a few steps forward, then you take a step back. And I feel like that's happening to me right now because it was a rough night and it's a rough morning. I'm feeling anxiety this morning. Thankfully, it's not as intense as it has been. Like I feel like it's a dulled version of anxiety, but I am feeling it. Right, Simba? Here's Boo with his arch. So I realized that Boo does not have an arch in this room, but he has 2 in his room, but he never really uses them in there. So I moved one out here the other day and he uses it all the time again. Here's Splash. So yesterday, what happened, actually last night, was that I was editing the video, the vlog episode of the day that Stella goes to the emergency room. And it was really difficult to do. It was really difficult to look at the footage because she looked good that day. And then I had to look on my phone because every day that she was in the emergency room, I took some photos on my phone. I should have took videos. I should have filmed more in the emergency room, but I did not do that because I did not want to cause problems like with everyone there. I didn't want it to be like really obvious, like what I was doing. I didn't want anyone to, you know, raise a red flag about me or treat Stella badly because of something that I did. So I made sure that I was just like super professional and polite and cooperative every time I was there. So I didn't take as much like footage and photos as I would have liked to. But looking at the photos that I had on my phone, like I haven't looked at them because, you know, it's hard to do that. But yesterday I made myself look at them because I need to move forward if, I want to file a claim. Also, I need to move forward because I need to get this announcement done. I feel like once I get through this, I'll feel better in many respects. Like there's a lot of anxiety with regards to making the announcement. So what I noticed when I was looking at the photos is that it's very, very clear that when I dropped Stella off at the emergency room, she was looking okay. And then the next day, the very next day, there was a marked difference in her appearance and her behavior. It weighs on me about how badly she was treated at that emergency room. It's horrific. And so I know that triggered nightmares. Like all night I had nightmares, and it was about the cats, and it was about bringing them to the vet. Not the vet I'm going to today. Well, I'm sure the fact that I have to bring Sammy to the vet today triggered it also. But I know looking at those photos of Stella and, everything yesterday did not help. Reliving everything as I read the script for the announcement video did not help. You okay, boo? You okay? So I kept having nightmares, trying to find carriers, trying to get cats in carriers, trying to get cats to the vet, cats having health problems, like horrific health problems. And then having people, and then dealing with people that were not supportive and in fact, like just creating all kinds of roadblocks. Like in the dreams, like there were people in my dreams that were supposed to be supportive to me and they weren't. Like they were just creating more problems. So it was a very, very difficult night. And it started around 2 or 3 in the morning. Like I was in bed by 11 and I fell asleep pretty quickly. But then I woke up like around 2 or 3 and then I realized, well, I'm cold. Like I couldn't get back to sleep because I was cold. I was like, why am I so cold? And then I said, wait a minute, is the heat on? Because when I opened the windows yesterday, I turned the heat off and sure enough, the heat was off. So then I put the heat back on and then I put some socks on, put a robe on and got back in bed and I was like, hopefully I'll be able to fall asleep. I couldn't fall asleep. I took Rescue Remedy, drank some water, drank some juice. Eventually I fell asleep, but every time I fell asleep, I'd wake up from a nightmare. And that happened multiple times throughout the rest of the night. And then I finally got out of bed at 7:45. How you doing, boo? So I need to just slow things down today, get through the day. Today's a let's get through the day kind of day. Hello, Simba. It is 9:15 and I am back to forcing myself to eat. I am forcing myself to eat breakfast today, starting with a banana. Hey, boo. And I'll probably have another piece of fruit and then, I don't know, maybe some toast and a hard-boiled egg. The cats are watching a gecko video. That's the noise in the background. I just went to get an orange. Look at Boo. Boo, you look so handsome today, Boo. This is his new thing that he does. Whenever I sit here on the couch, he usually sits on the pillows near me. Hey, Boo. It is 12:30 p.m. Here's Nancy, Richard, and Sammy. Hello, everybody. It's 2 hours before our vet appointment for Sammy. Me and Sammy are going to go to the vet. I'm going to try to leave here by 2 p.m., which means I'm going to try to get her into the carrier maybe 1:45. Last week we got there early. I could still get there early, but I don't want to get there too early. I just spent a half hour outside sitting in the sun, and before that I spent a half hour taking a walk. It's 1:48 p.m. Look at Sammy. You gonna go in the carrier by yourself? Go ahead, your spider's in there. She's waiting for you, Sammy. She's waiting for you, Sammy. We gotta go. Ready to go? Okay, I just got Sammy in the carrier, so she escaped. She would not go into the carrier in the hallway. So then I was able to get her in to the carrier in Boo's room. I had to put the music for Cats on to just calm her down a little bit. She was underneath the day sofa, but when I put the music on, she eventually came out. Then she jumped by the window and I just grabbed her and I put her in there really fast. So I'm gonna put the cover on, we're gonna get going, and hopefully we'll be on time. I'm in the car with Sammy and we're just about to leave. Right now we're still on time. Sammy's been pretty quiet since she's been in the car. And right now my anxiety is nowhere near as bad as it was like last week when I took Sammy to the vet. So I'm really hoping it's just a lot easier today. We're about 5 minutes away from the vet's office. And last week at this time, my anxiety was like at an all-time high. I remember my heart was beating like so much right now. It was like such intense anxiety. And today, I'm not feeling that. I am actually surprised at how calm I am and at how little anxiety I'm feeling. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like I could be at a 1. I'm just feeling really relaxed right now, which is really surprising to me. But I definitely think that the sunshine has been helping, with the natural vitamin D. Also the walking and the yoga. I really think that combination is super, super helpful for anxiety issues. We're a few minutes away. Sammy has been super quiet. And I just give myself a heart attack because I forgot to turn the clock forward in this car. So it said like 1:15 instead of 2:15. And I was like, oh my God, did I really leave the house an hour early? Like we're gonna be so early, but then I remembered like what it was. So we're on time. It is 2:45 p.m. and Sammy and I are on our way home. We just saw the vet. Everything looked really good. He's really happy with how she healed up, and I was not even charged for this appointment, so that was great. It is 9:45 a.m. Here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. So last night, Nancy slept on top of the armoire in my room. I had to keep the door shut because I just didn't want any potential fighting. But then this morning, I woke up probably around 5 a.m. and I could not get back to sleep. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I could sleep on the couch. Sometimes that helps. So I moved over to the couch, at which point Nancy came out of the room. She kind of followed me. And at one point, I heard her, not like a full howl, but like a partial howl. And I think it was Simba, because I think Boo was in this room with me at the time. But eventually that went away and I fell asleep and I slept on the couch for another hour or two, which was great. Yesterday was like a beautiful day. It was like the most spectacular day we've had in a long time. It was almost 70 degrees, beautiful sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. Like it was gorgeous. Here's Splash. How you doing, Splash? Are you okay? And because it was such a nice day, like obviously it lifted my mood a lot. Here's Simba. So yesterday was the day that I posted the vlog video about Stella going to the emergency room. Obviously that is a very difficult video to post. And answering the comments have been very difficult. What I also did yesterday was I started working on the announcement of Stella's passing, which is the most difficult thing at all. And I got about 6 minutes edited, which is good. I'm happy of that progress. It might be about 1/10 of the video. I think it's going to end up being maybe like an hour long. But I don't want to work on that at night. I don't want to work on any of these kinds of things at night because, then I have nightmares all night. Yesterday, I don't think I had any nightmares, which is good. And I just need to work on it during the day, and especially if we're having beautiful weather. Today is supposed to be a little bit colder than yesterday. It's only supposed to be in the 50s, and it's supposed to be a little bit more cloudy than yesterday. Here's Boo. But if I could get the same amount done today that I did yesterday, then that would really be wonderful. I still want to continue with like walking and sitting in the sun and doing a few yoga poses. And I think that has just been incredibly helpful. What I'd like to do today, since I don't have a vet appointment like I did yesterday, is actually run a few errands. I would like to see if I could walk into a HomeGoods without feeling overwhelmed and anxious. Because for the past few days, I have had like almost no anxiety. And I really attribute that to getting sunshine. So I'd like to see if I could do that. The other reason why I want to go there is I am looking for cat towers, maybe similar to these ones. If they sold these ones, I would replace these. Like I keep looking for these because I bought these at like HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls, and they haven't had these in a while. And whenever I see these, I buy them. And like this one could easily be replaced. And it's been long enough, it's been a few years where I could replace them. I don't necessarily want to spend the money to do that, but the prices there are usually reasonable, which is why I buy the cat towers there. It's usually like the cheapest place to buy cat towers, and they're good quality. So what I'm thinking of doing is adding 2 more cat towers to this room. So I have these 2 by the window, but I'd like to add another 2 by the other window. I normally don't show the area around the other window because it's just piled high with work stuff. And I have been working on cleaning that out. So I'm making progress. I have more progress to be made with that. Like I have a printer. I need to figure out where I'm going to put a printer. I have some other pieces of equipment. I just need to figure out like where I could put them just to make room. But I think if I add 2 more cat towers, I think that it would make it more comfortable for Splash and Simba during the day. Instead of sitting on my dining room chairs all the time, they could be in cat towers by the other window. So I'm looking into that. And if it's not a cat tower, I'm looking into like potentially like cat condos, just like something that would work, but wouldn't just scream, look at me, I'm a big ugly cat tower, if that makes any sense. It's 11:25 a.m. Here's Simba. Let me tell you what just happened. So Boo was eating some food in the living room, and I was taking his plate back to the kitchen because he had pretty much finished all of his food. I was going to maybe give him a little bit more. All of a sudden, I heard like a cat fight, but not a long cat fight, just like a few seconds of a cat fight coming from this room. So I said, what's going on? And by the time I got to this room, I didn't know who was here. But I said, wait a minute, is Simba involved? Because I know that Simba was here under the day sofa. So I looked, and sure enough, Simba's here. So I just looked at the security camera footage, and it was so funny. So the day sofa was like this. Simba was under there. And Richard walks into the room. He walks here. He pokes his head under here just to see what's going on. And then he's walking back around this way. Well, Simba, he jumps out from under the day sofa. Like he sticks his head and shoulders out. And he kind of barked at Richard, kind of like a yelp at Richard. And then Richard was like, what's going on? And then he left. So good for you, Simba. Good for you sticking up for yourself and letting Richard know not to bother you and doing to the other cats what they do to you guys, right? Because that's like how Nancy or Richard like will ambush the OG4. So Simba's giving it back to them. Good job, Simba. It is 2:30 p.m. I just got back from running errands, and look what I got. I got 2 cat towers from Home Goods. So I did not have any anxiety walking into Home Goods today. I went to 2 Home Goods. I went to the pet store. I went to Trader Joe's. I went to Joann's. I went to Stu Leonard's. No anxiety anywhere. And the Home Goods that I went to on the way home had these 2 cat towers. I got them because they're a matching pair, and I wanted one for Simba, one for Splash, and I think they're a good height. They're a little bit taller than the ones that I currently have in the dining room, and I think these will look good near the window. I don't know if they'll be in front of the window or next to the window. I have to figure that out. The first thing I want to do is go get the covers from Sharon, just in case I want to return these. Like if I put them by the wall and then I decide I don't like them, I'm probably going to return them. So I'm going to get the covers right now. So if I put Simba in one of these, he's not going to mess it up. Super happy. So these were $79.99 each, and it just worked out really, really well. Like I would not have been able to do this last week. If they had these last week, I would not have been able to purchase them and take them home just because the anxiety was too much. Here's Sammy. What are you doing, Sammy? I just put Simba in the new cat tower. I still need to clean up a bunch of stuff down here. I opened the window, which I normally keep these blinds closed, but I just wanted to see if he wanted to look out. There's not a whole lot to look out over here, but from here he could see out through the other window, so. He doesn't look too comfortable right now, but maybe he'll settle in. He should like it. I mean, these platforms are the exact same size as the other platforms. This brand is the exact same brand as the other cat towers. I really like this brand because it's economical, but it's really sturdy and it's big enough for the cats. It's 4:20 p.m. Look at what's going on here. That's Nancy on the left, Ringo in the cat tower, and that is Richard and Ziggy sharing a cat bed. Look at these 2. They might be watching Ox, so I just went outside. And Ox is laying on a patio chair underneath the cover. So you just gave him some food, some of the leftover food. That's Nancy and Ringo. I need to clean the windows. That's Richard and Ziggy. It is almost 8 a.m. and here are the 2 new cat towers. So these have been a big success with the cats so far. Well, with Simba especially. Simba spent like all afternoon on one of these and part of yesterday evening. He kept going back to these, sometimes on this one, sometimes on this one. At one point, Boo was sitting in this one last night, and I even saw Splash. I saw Splash here. So I don't know if Splash has gone to the top of a cat tower or not, but I think the cats are going to like these here. We'll see how they do with them today if they use them. Here's Splash right now. And the cats have been up for several hours this morning. Right now they're relaxing. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. And here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. The cats love these cat towers by the front windows, especially like in the morning. Because then they get to watch everyone walking their dogs. Right, Boo? So I had a really rough night last night. It was another rough night. I did not get to bed until after midnight, which is later than I would have liked. And I fell asleep, but it was the same thing. Like I woke up around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't get back to sleep. And I was having nightmares like all night, just like stupid dreams. That were not very pleasant. And then I woke up again and I tried to go back to sleep and it was difficult. And then I guess I dozed off and got another hour or half hour of sleep. And I finally woke up around 7:30 and then just laid in bed for a little while. I'm feeling stress more than anxiety, which I guess is good because for me, stress is definitely more manageable than anxiety. I'm obviously still feeling grief over Stella. So that's what I noticed yesterday when I was, looking in the stores to buy the cat towers. I wasn't feeling anxiety, but I was feeling grief, which it's a downer. And then when I got back yesterday afternoon, I was working on the announcement video for Stella's passing, and that is so difficult to do. And I think that's why I'm feeling so much stress right now, because I have that weighing so heavy on me as far as announcing her passing and putting the videos together with regards to that and just trying to really break it as gently as I can to people, but at the same time, put all the information out there. So hopefully it will never happen to anyone else's cat. It is 9:30 a.m. Here's Boo. What you doing, Boo? Boo's in a really good mood today. Right? That was the first time in quite a while that he's been up on this cat tower. I have the window open quite a bit so he could smell the air. And it's also open in his room. Last night, the cats got some new crunchies. I picked these up at Whole Foods. These are Whole Paws by Whole Foods Market, grain-free chicken and pea recipe. And I just wanted to see if the cats would like these. So the ingredients in this food are all whole food ingredients. It does say no corn, soy, potato, or wheat. The first few ingredients are chicken meal, peas, garbanzo beans, turkey meal, chicken fat. Anyway, so the cats had some of this last night. They had a few pieces of it, as a little treat to see if they liked it. They all liked it. And then they had a little bit more later as a snack. Boo especially really enjoyed this. It's 10:30 a.m. The cats just had breakfast. Boo's still eating. And here's Simba. He's figuring out what he's going to do today. There he goes. Simba really loves these cat towers. I hope that Splash joins him today. Boo did not want to eat much of his raw food today, but he had a ball eating this. This is the Earthborn Holistic Harbor Harvest. I stopped buying this for the cats because it has seed oils in it, which I'm not happy about. But Boo's been so finicky. I'm just trying to find food that he likes. So I thought I'd give this a try because, I don't want him living on Tiki Cat sardines. And even though this is fish, it's salmon and whitefish dinner with vegetables and gravy. And what I have to do is I have to put it in my magic bullet and kind of like puree it up. And he eats it this way. He loves it this way. Like, he's not a fan of like chunky food, but he loves this. It's about 12 p.m. and there's some sunshine out right now. It's only 46 degrees out, but I have to go outside and try to get some sun. I need to try to get some vitamin D. There's Ox. He wants me to put some food out for him. I'm going to put some food out for him. Then I'm going to, maybe put on some shorts and a t-shirt or something so I could just try to get some vitamin D. I did not get any yesterday and I definitely noticed a difference. So I'd like to get a little bit today. It is 1:45 p.m. Look at what a beautiful sunny day it is. So it ends up that it's around 50 degrees right now. So it's a little warmer than like 43 or 46, which is great. And sitting in the sun, it's just like perfect. It's not hot. I was warm from the sun because of like the infrared that the sun gives off. And it was so relaxing. Oh my gosh, I could have spent more time out there, but I've done 4,000 IUs of vitamin D today. And that's with a t-shirt and shorts on. I feel so good right now. I wish I could spend more time outside. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have lunch and then maybe go for a walk. And then I need to finish a video. I'd like to post a video today. And then after I do that, like I need to get work done. I've been kind of pushing that off like later in the day. It's 2 p.m. I'm putting some lunch together and there's Sammy by the back door. She's been rolling around. I don't know why she likes to shut it like that, but she loves shutting it. She's looking at Ziggy eating a few crunchies. Is she going to pounce on Ziggy? One thing that I noticed while I was sitting outside is that it was pretty quiet today. Like I can always hear traffic in the distance. And I just heard a plane go by right now. But when I was sitting out there, there weren't that many planes at all. And there were no like neighbors out making a lot of noise, which is so nice because some of the neighbors make a lot of noise. But maybe because it's like the middle of a work day, I don't know. Maybe because it's not really too warm out. I don't know, but it was super nice. It was so nice. It is 4:30 p.m. and here's Simba. Hey, Simba. He loves this cat tower. I wish Splash would join him on the other one, but for some reason, Splash is under the bed today. I don't know what happened. Maybe he got into like a disagreement with Nancy this morning. I don't know. I just posted the vlog episode. That was Stella's second day in the emergency room. I edited the whole thing today. It was so difficult to do, so crazy difficult to do. And like as I was editing it, the anxiety was coming back. Although it was only manifesting as shivering and shaking. Like it wasn't manifesting as like adrenal dumps or anything like that. It was literally just like physically shaking when I was editing this video. So thankfully, I'm not feeling the worst of the anxiety. It's really turning more into stress at this point because it's very stressful to have to post these and it's very stressful to have to make the announcements. And that's what I'm dealing with. The next few days are they're just full of stress until I could get these videos posted and, deal with the reactions and the comments. And it's very stressful. So I need to take a walk. I'm going to find a jacket and take a walk and then, clean up the patio and then do more work. Again, I'm just trying to squeeze in as much work as I can while getting videos done. And I'm falling behind, like, to be honest. I'm falling behind on a lot of my work, which I need to catch up on. And I'm just extremely lucky that I'm able to work from home and I can get some sunshine in the middle of the day if I need to. I mean, when I was working in an office, I would take my lunch outside. I would get as much sunshine outside in my lunch hour as I could. So I know I'm very fortunate to have a very flexible schedule where I could spend a few hours in the afternoon editing a video, because then I'll just work later into the night. So that's what's going on. I definitely need to take a walk. I need to drink some water or some juice and take a walk. It's 9:30 p.m. and look at what's going on here. That's Splash. He's in my spot on the couch. That's like where I've been, spending all of my relaxation time when I'm not like outside. That's my corner. I was literally just, getting ready for bed, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to change now, and I'm just going to relax the rest of the night, maybe get some work done on my computer. And I was going to lay down here in this corner with a laptop. But I'm not going to do that now because Splash looks so comfortable. I don't want to disturb him. How you doing, Splashy? You okay? The cats all had their dinner. I don't know if Splash relaxed all day because he was under my bed, and every time I checked on him, he was like wide awake, and at some points, Ringo was under there with him. So I don't know how relaxed he was. Like, Simba took a really long nap. Here's Simba. Simba took a really long nap on the cat tower in the dining room, his new favorite cat tower. Now he's in this one. It's 7:40 a.m. Good morning, Boo. How you doing, Boo? You okay? You all right, buddy? You okay, buddy, Boo? How you doing, Boo? You good? You good, boy? I slept here in the living room last night. Splash eventually moved off of the sofa, and it was just so comfortable. Like, that sofa is so comfortable, and I actually slept better there than I have in my bed the previous 2 nights. So I don't know if it's just because the cushions are firmer, or what. Sometimes I think it's because I don't get any direct moonlight in this room. In my bedroom, I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the middle of the night because there will be like a full moon shining into the window. For me, it's just very disruptive. Here's Splash. And last night we were having that like red blood moon, whatever it is, the eclipse. So I knew that would probably mess up my sleep if I slept in my room. So there's another reason I thought, let me sleep in the living room. I was going to set an alarm and get up and go see it, but I was like, I just don't need that. Here's Simba. He's underneath the day sofa in Boo's room. What are you doing over here, Simba? Sometimes Simba and Splash get in a little disagreement. Today is going to be a cloudy day. Tomorrow's going to be a cloudy day. And then we're supposed to have 2 days of rain. So I have to get through 4 days of cloudy and rainy weather before there's any sunshine. It is 11:48 a.m. and look at what's going on. We have sunshine and I don't see clouds in the sky, like enough clouds to really block the sun. I just put food out for Ox. There's some food for him. He's under the patio cover, like he's on a chair under there. So what I do is I lift up the cover, I show him the food, and the food's right there. So I am gonna go take care of myself right now. I'm gonna first take a walk, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get some sunshine. Hopefully there will still be sun out. Super, super happy that maybe there's a change in the weather forecast for today. I'll take it. I need as much vitamin D as I can get right now. This is the same lounge chair that Splash and Simba used to play on when they were kittens living outside. I still have it. It's gotten a little bit older, but it's still good. And just as I took this out, the landscapers are in my neighbor's yard next door. So there's all this loud noise. Maybe by the time I get back from my walk, they'll be done and have left. that would be like the best. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. You're staying inside. You're an inside girl. You're an inside girl, Sammy, okay? Okay. All right, let's shut the door. Here's Boo. I just got back. I did 2 miles, 45 minutes. I wasn't like rushing or anything because I was actually writing at the same time. First of all, it's like the longest walk that I've done so far. Really happy about that. It's like beautiful out. And I got a lot written because, you know, I'm still working on putting a list of complaints together with regards to, you know, Stella's treatment in the emergency room. Oh my gosh, I made so much progress with that. I just love the ability to dictate to an iPhone. Like, it's the best. So, you know, I still need to transfer it from the iPhone to computer, clean it up, you know, make sure the spelling and the grammar is correct, and see if there's anything else I need to add to it. But I just feel like I made so much progress. So that is awesome. What I want to do now is go outside, even though the landscapers are still there. It looks like they're doing a full spring cleaning. And it was so funny because as I started my walk, I saw my landscapers at like my neighbor's yard, like down the block. And, you know, I was dictating to my phone. I was trying to like write stuff down while it was in my mind. So I didn't like look at them or say anything. But then as I was just coming back, like I was turning back onto this road, he saw me again. This time he was in a truck. He was driving down the road and he stopped. He's like, hey. I'm like, yeah, hey, how's it going? He goes, you recognize me? I'm like, yeah, of course I know who you are. Because I saw him the other day when I was walking also. So then I was talking to him because don't forget, his wife helped find Sammy and helped get Sammy back home. So, you know, she was very instrumental in that because she put a flyer up where she works. And then one of the neighbors, like 4 or 5 blocks away, saw the flyer and then checked his security cameras, and he saw a cat that I thought was Sammy. I mean, when I checked it again afterward, then I said, well, maybe it's not Sammy because there's a little too much white on the legs, but I honestly thought it was Sammy. And because I thought it was Sammy and I was concerned that she was so far away, that's why I decided, okay, I'm just putting the trap out with the food and I am taking a really aggressive approach to trapping her. And that's why I was able to trap her when I did. So sometimes things work out in strange ways, but I was just, you know, very thankful for her. So I told him, I was like, please, you know, thank your wife again. And he will. I wanted to show you Sammy because she was laying so funny by the back door. The minute she sees the camera, she moves. Yep, you move, Sammy. Well, there she goes. She said, I'll go right back to the same position. This is how she's been laying. Stretch, big stretch. Look, Sammy, you're as big as the door. Look at that. When you stretch out, you're as big as the door. How you doing, Simba? Some treats or something. It is 3:30 p.m. right now. Here's Boo. He's been taking a nap. There's Richard. Hey, Richard. My stress is through the roof right now because I just posted the video of Stella's 3rd day in the emergency room. That was the day she got transferred to the other animal hospital. And just putting that video together just makes me so mad at the emergency room that she was in and the company that owns it and the business model that they have. One of the things that I wanted to do was go to the other local locations for that company and get the business card so I could analyze the vets and see, how experienced are these vets? Because at the emergency room Stella was at, they weren't experienced at all. Like, the percentage of vets that had less than 3 years experience was like half. And it was like 25% of the vets there had less than 1 year of experience. Like, it was just it was a ridiculous amount of inexperienced vets being put in charge of an emergency room, which should never happen. Then I went to one of the other locations that's 20 or 30 minutes away, and I got those business cards. That location has a few more vets with more experience, meaning like 10 years or more of veterinary experience, but they still have a high percentage of inexperienced newbies there, like new vets that should not be running an emergency room on their own. There's one other location that's probably another 20 to 30 minutes in another direction that I have not gone to yet, but I do want to go there also and get their business cards so I could analyze their staff. And I'm thinking of doing that now just because I'm so angry. Like, I'm so angry right now. And I just want to get it over with. Like, I want to check that off my to-do list. I want to go there, just get the business cards and come home and then research them and include that in my package of materials as far as, do I have a claim here against this company? So I might do that right now. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain, so I probably am not going to want to take the ride in the rain. Today it's just like cloudy and cold, so it's not as bad. Right, Boo? Right, Boo? Did you have a good nap, Boo? Did you have a good nap, Boo? So that's the situation. I just get so stressed out posting these videos because it just bothers me that, like, I know these videos are going to upset people. I know people are going to be upset by what happened, and I'm upset by what happened. And, like, I don't want to be more upset because other people are upset, if that makes any sense. So I need to just kind of, like, go out and maybe kind of just get out of the house for a little while. I was going to say, like, get my mind off it, but I can't get my mind off of it because I still have to finish the announcement video, which is not even half done yet. And I need to compile all of the information with regards to everything that happened. And if I go and get these business cards, then that'll be part of that. It is 6:39 p.m. and here's Boo. He has not moved. It looks like nobody has moved. Boo's still here. Actually, I'm wrong. This is Nancy. I thought that was Richard. And this is Ringo. Hey, Ringo. So I just got back from going to that emergency room. And so mission accomplished. I got all of the business cards of all of the vets who work there. So now I just need to research those and find out when they all get their vet licenses and how long they've been vets. It was a very strange experience because it was small. I don't know if it's smaller than the other ones, but it seemed to be smaller than the other ones. And when I got there, like, there was nobody there. Like, nobody was in, like, the reception area. And then in, like, the open emergency room, I didn't see anyone in there either. It was, like, really strange because the other ones that I've been to are always pretty busy, but this one was not at all, which is a good thing because the less people that go to these businesses, the better, because they're completely unethical. It's a totally unethical business model. But I got the business cards. So I spoke to the receptionist and I was asking her, are there any, like, pet supply stores around here? And, she told me where there was, like, a PetSmart and then a few other places. So what I ended up doing was after I got the business cards, I went to a local pet store and I actually purchased some food for the cats. They have a brand there. I think it's called Dave's or something. They had a few brands there that are not available in any of the local stores here. And the food looked interesting. It was reasonably priced. So I figured, let me support this little mom and pop store and buy some food for the cats. Then I also ended up just traveling down the road a little while. And then there was another shopping center where the PetSmart was. So I went there And I bought a bag of crunchies, and I bought a bag of pretty litter. The cats have not tried that one yet. They've tried, I think it was the Tidy Cat color changing litter. But I've heard good things about the pretty litter. So I figured, let me buy a bag of that. And then eventually I'll figure out where I'm going to put it, because the problem is with, so many cats, it's hard to monitor who's doing what when. So I'm not going to use that right away. I'm just going to figure out like how I can test that out with the cats. And then I bought some treats, and that shopping center also had a Home Goods, a Marshalls, a TJ Maxx, like all these stores owned by the same company in the same shopping center. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. Oh, and they also had a Sierra Trading Post. So I was like, I'm just going to pop into these stores and see what they have. And I was able to do that, no anxiety whatsoever. I was able to go to this vet emergency room, no anxiety whatsoever, like no anxiety at all. It felt really great, actually, because I almost felt like it was a mini vacation. It was like a little 2-hour vacation. That's what it felt like. And I would have stayed there longer and like looked around and explored more, but I need to really get videos done, and the cats need to be fed. I need to do the litter boxes and give them fresh water and prepare their dinner, stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to be responsible, and I'm just going to get back before it gets dark and get everything done. It is 8:20 p.m. here, Splash. And I just got back from the supermarket. When I got there, I was fine. And then while I was there, all of a sudden, I just got hit with such bad anxiety, like out of nowhere. And we're talking bad, like a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7. I still needed to pick up some stuff. I was picking up some chicken for the cats' dinner tonight and a few other things while I was there. So I just had to just like mentally tell myself, okay, you're fine. Just breathe, relax, and you'll be fine. Just buy what you need and then go home. But my body was not listening to that. And I could feel my adrenaline pumping, and then I was like getting like dizzy. Then I was like, well, did I eat anything today? So I had some popcorn when I was driving home from, what I did this afternoon. And then I had some ramen for lunch today. But other than that, I did not really eat or drink anything. So I'm making myself a sandwich right now, but I thought I was done with this anxiety. But, if I'm not taking care of myself correctly or properly, then it's just coming back. Also, I didn't have any sun today. The only walking I did was, when I was doing some shopping and errands today, and I didn't do any yoga. So I need to make sure that I prioritize things that are going to keep the anxiety down, because when it hits, it's bad. It's 11:30 p.m. and if Stella was here, this is where she'd be laying right now. But she's not here, so maybe she's laying there in spirit. But I'm going to bed now, and it's later than I would like it to be, but I had to clean up some stuff and make sure the cats were taken care of. And I'm feeling better. The majority of the anxiety has passed. It definitely helped to eat something. So I forced myself to eat half of a turkey sandwich because of the tryptophan in the turkey. And then I had some roasted vegetables. I definitely felt better after eating the roasted vegetables. And then after that, I had some mango. And I also drank a bunch of water, and I had a little bit of juice. I definitely think not eating enough today and also not drinking enough fluids helped to trigger the anxiety. And also just doing too much. It was a lot today. Going to the emergency room, posting the video about Stella. It's really difficult to do these videos. But I strongly feel that they need to be posted for many different reasons. So I am just pushing through and getting them done. On an anxiety scale, I'm probably at a 1 right now. I was at a 2 a little while ago. So that's definitely better than a 6 or a 7. But I definitely need to get some sleep. I need to drink more fluids. And I need to have a good breakfast tomorrow. I think that'll definitely help. So that's what's going on. It's almost 8 a.m. Here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. How are you? Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. How are you? Here's Splash. I was looking all around for him. I'm like, where's Splash? Here he is. Good morning, Splashy. It is a gray and rainy day today. It is like the perfect type of day to just not do anything. And that's what I would like to do. I'm gonna get dressed, but just probably like in sweats and lay on the couch all day and try to get some work done on Stella's announcement video if I can. The problem is I'm having a difficult day today. I woke up around 4 a.m. again and had a very hard time getting back to sleep. I took some B12 drops and a rescue remedy. Oh, I also remembered that I have cod liver oil in my refrigerator. Now, a few years ago when I was having my shoulder pain, the only thing that would help the pain was cod liver oil. Like Advil did not work. Tylenol did not work. Well, Tylenol worked for a few hours, like enough for me to get a few hours of sleep, but like the Advil did not work at all. But the cod liver oil worked. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a teaspoon of it, and that should help relax me. I also remembered that cod liver oil, is full of like vitamin A and vitamin D, and I definitely need vitamin D. So I took a teaspoon of that and I started just like relaxing from it, and was able to fall back asleep for a little while. But then like I woke up again, and it's just been a very difficult morning. It's just been really difficult. And I keep telling myself that, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and this is just a step back because I was doing so good. Like yesterday I was doing so good until last night when I got hit with the anxiety. And then because I got hit with the anxiety when I was in the supermarket, I didn't get everything that I needed. So now I'm thinking, maybe I should do an Instacart order today. Like I definitely need juice and stuff like that. Like I just need to make sure I have enough fluids when I feel like this, because it makes me like super thirsty. Anytime I'm stressed out, anxiety, anything like that, I get super thirsty, and I need to drink a lot of fluids. Right, Boo? That's something I learned many years ago because I am prone to dehydration because sometimes I just, forget to drink. So when I'm not feeling well, I always just make sure that I drink plenty of fluids. Right, Boo? Right, Boo? So I'm going to try to do the bare minimum today and relax as much as I can, and then hopefully get to bed early because, it was another night last night where I had less than 6 hours of sleep. I feel my best when I have at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep. Hello, Boo. And I'm trying to not let how I feel affect the cats, which is obviously hard. Because if I was feeling good, there'd be a bit of a different mood in the house right now. Although it is raining and gray, so we're having a rainy and gray mood today, right, Boo? And I know a good portion of the stress and anxiety that I'm dealing with is because of the video I posted yesterday, which was Stella's 3rd day in the emergency room when she got transferred to the animal hospital. That was like peak anxiety day. And when I edit these videos, I relive it. And I feel all of that anxiety over again and all of the stress. And now I have to finish the video that announces Stella's passing. And that's definitely the hardest video to do. Right, Boo? Right, Boo? Because we miss Stella. You miss your girl? So for everyone out there who's dealing with grief and or anxiety, know that there are good days and there are bad days. And you have to get through the bad days to get to the good days. But Boo says everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay, right, Boo? Right, Boo? Because Boo's a good boy. Boo's a good boy. I think the absolute worst thing for me to do today would be just to get back in bed and stay in bed all day. That would be the worst thing. It's definitely much better for me to at least put on some fresh clothes and take care of myself. That's something that I was trying to do when I was trying to fall back asleep this morning. I was trying to listen to videos that were positive, that would just occupy my mind, to keep my mind from just being caught in like negative thought cycles. Because that's what happens sometimes, like when you're feeling like this. It's really easy for the mind to want to replay and revisit bad things, especially when, you're still trying to like figure out pieces of a puzzle, which is kind of the case with Stella. There's a lot of like unresolved things there. And there's a lot of action that I still need to take with regards to everything that happened. So I knew I was never going to fall back asleep if I just dwelled on that. And I knew that is the worst time of the day for me to dwell on that. So I tried to distract myself. Right now it's 8:10 a.m. So I just need to make it through a few more hours and I should start feeling better because the cortisol will be much lower. Here's Boo, he's watching TV. I just put chipmunk videos on for him. He loves these chipmunk videos. The channel's called Handsome Nature, and these have always been his favorite videos. Like, some of the videos start with like an introduction, and he knows it. It's just like a really brief thing in the beginning of their videos. And when Boo hears it, he's like, oh, there's a video coming on. His favorite videos are the chipmunks and the black squirrels. Here's Simba. Another thing that's causing me stress and adding to the anxiety is the fact that I have a dental appointment in 2 days. It's just for a checkup and a cleaning, but anytime I go to the dentist, like, it's stressful for me just because of past experiences. And even though I really like my current dentist and the hygienist that does the cleanings, I'm feeling like the best thing for me right now is to reschedule it for, I don't know, maybe next month. So it ends up that we're not just getting typical bad weather today. We're supposed to have really bad storms with the possibility of tornadoes, which is crazy. I hope we don't get any tornadoes. But, that makes things even more difficult. So I think I'm definitely going to do an Instacart order today, this morning, and then just try to get through the day. The most uncomfortable thing I'm dealing with right now is the nausea, because the nausea returned yesterday, and I just need to get that down. If I could lower my nausea level, then I would get my appetite back. But like right now I have no appetite, but I know I need to force myself to eat something. It is 8:45 a.m. Here's Simba. Boo's been sitting on a scratch and roll and watching his chipmunk videos. The cats are waiting for breakfast. Why do I smell cat poop? Did someone take a poopy? And the reason why I'm filming this and mentioning these things is because I know I'm not the only person who is going through like grief over the loss of a pet and anxiety over the experience of it. And I do think it is important to share what I'm going through. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm sucking on a ginger candy. These are hard ginger candies, and they help so much for nausea. Nancy just came upstairs. She was banging on the door. You okay, Nancy? You okay, Nancy? You're okay. Another reason why I'm sharing this experience through vlogs is because I know it will be helpful for someone someday. And that's what usually happens with the videos on this channel. They might not get a lot of views at first, but over time, sometimes after weeks, sometimes after months, sometimes after years, someone will leave a comment telling me how helpful a video was to them. And to me, that's the whole reason why I make these videos, to be of help to other people and to be of help to cats. Right, Nancy? Right, Nancy? You being a good girl, Nancy? No? You're not being a good girl? What's the matter? What's wrong? You okay? It's 11:30 a.m. Here's Sammy. She's watching Ox outside. He's eating some food. I just gave him some of the leftover breakfast that everyone had. Some homemade raw food, chicken based. I gave him some crunchies on it. So he's enjoying that. Sammy's watching him. I feel so much better right now than I did earlier today. My cortisol levels are obviously coming down and I'm just feeling normal again. I still need to eat something though. It's almost midnight. Here's Boo. I'm just about to go to bed. For some reason, I keep getting like a burst of energy at night, like around 10, 11 p.m. I don't know why that's happening, but it's been happening. I've been trying to go to bed earlier, but I keep getting this energy and then I keep just doing things. So I'm just about to go to bed. And I am anticipating a rough morning, like between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. is usually the worst time of day. I would say between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. is usually the worst time of day, maybe even extended to 9 a.m. So I just took some cod liver oil and what else did I take, Boo? Oh, I drank some juice and some water and I don't know, I'm kind of afraid of mornings now because they're so bad. But at the same time, I'm kind of expecting it. There are some plates of leftover food here because today the cats had canned fish for dinner and no one was really happy with the canned fish. This is the problem. I mean, Boo was happy with it, but Splash and Simba, not so much. So they had a few bites of this, a few bites of that, and some crunchies. So I'm going to leave it here so they could eat the rest of it around 4 a.m. It's so funny how they tend to become active and want to eat something at the same time that my cortisol level starts spiking. There's Splash. He's in Boo's room, looking out the window. And here's Simba. Hey, Simba. He's on top of the cat tower in the dining room. These are the new cat towers. He loves it up there. Today, Splash was on top of one of them this evening earlier. How you doing, Simba? You okay? Simba threw up around 8 p.m. I think it's because he just didn't eat anything all day. I mean, he had breakfast, but it was the kind of vomit that he does, like if he hasn't eaten in a while. There was quite a bit of cat hair in the vomit, so I do have to remember to brush them more often. They got combed today. All the cats got combed, but since it is shedding season, I have to make sure that I'm brushing them also. Right, Simba? Right, buddy? But Simba did eat some food afterward. Like he had a churu, then he had some baby food, then he had some treats, and then he had some of the canned food. But I don't think he ate like a full meal. Oh, and then he also had some crunchies, but I don't think he ate enough for a full meal. So hopefully he'll go eat a little bit more later. It's 7:30 a.m. Here's Splashy on the new cat tower. Here's Simba. Here's Boo. And it is just gray and rainy right now. We had like torrential rains last night, so I didn't get to bed until like 12:30. I mean, I was in bed by midnight, but I didn't fall asleep till at least 12:30. And then I got woken up a few times from the rains. And then I woke up at 4:30, like I was wide awake. And I knew it was the cortisol. So I just remained calm, tried to get back to sleep. Didn't really work. I mean, I'm lucky if I got another half hour or another hour of sleep after that. So best case scenario, I got 5 hours of sleep last night. Worst case scenario, I got 4 hours of sleep last night, maybe less. So I'm really feeling it right now. I'm very tired. And right now, like the peak of cortisol for me is definitely between 7 and 10 a.m. Because right now, like, I'm stressed out, I'm anxious. Like, I could literally turn into a puddle of grief if I wanted to right now. And what's not helping is the fact that I have to finish Stella's death announcement video today, and I have to post it today because I need to get through this, and I need to just get it behind me and move forward. And the other most difficult thing is I need to, like, I can't just break down into grief today because I need to be strong for the cats and I need to retain normalcy for the cats. And I don't want, my negative moods to affect them. So I need to push through this. The next 2 to 3 hours are going to be very difficult, but I need to just breathe through them, go about my routine as best as possible. I did so good yesterday as far as making progress on the video. I only have 15 minutes left to edit on it. It is so difficult to do this. This is the most difficult video I've ever had to make and the most difficult video I've ever had to post. And it's just a horrible situation. Absolutely a horrible situation. Right, Boo? I miss Stella so much. And I'm trying to, get through the grief, and doing this video, I'm just completely re-immersing myself in everything that happened. And it's just really horrible. I just opened the windows a little bit to get some fresh air in. It's 10 a.m. here, Simba. The cats had their breakfast, and I gave the Lucky 7 their breakfast downstairs. Some of them ate, some of them didn't eat. What I'm realizing is that making this video about Stella is like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, ever. And if I did not have this YouTube channel, I would not have to make this video. And I would not be bringing myself back to this place of grief and anxiety. So, like, it makes it just so much worse having to revisit like everything that happened. And while I am extremely happy and fortunate and blessed to have so much video footage of Stella throughout the years, I wish I took more footage of her when she was in the emergency room. And the absolute hardest part about all of this is posting the video and letting people know that she passed, because I know it is going to make people very sad. It's 10:20 a.m. and here's Simba. And Grandpa Farrell is coming over to help me out around the house today, which is really good. I need to get this Stella video posted sooner rather than later. I just need to get it done with and over with. I think I'll feel better after I do that. What I'm feeling like is, like, imagine having to break someone's heart. Like the dread that comes along with that and the pressure that comes along with that, but then multiply it by 1,000. That's the stress I'm feeling today, and the anxiety that I'm feeling today, and the pressure that I'm feeling today. Like, I feel like it's all closing in on me. I need to just get through it. I need to just move past it. And that's the most difficult part, because just as I was moving past it, having to post the last 3 vlog episodes about when Stella went to the emergency room, has been just increasingly more and more difficult. It's 2 p.m. and here's Boo. He's laying on the couch with me. So I posted the video about Stella almost 2 hours ago. And at first it was like really, really difficult. And I'm starting to feel a little bit better now that it's been posted. How you doing, Boo? Where you going, buddy? I feel so bad about how upset people are from watching the video. But I definitely needed to make the announcement. And I'm hoping that I start feeling better now that it's done. It's 2:30 p.m. Boo went back up here onto this cushion, and I'm starting to feel better again. Like I'm starting to feel normal again, which is great. I knew I just had to post that video and just get through that. Once I got through that things would settle down. I'm actually getting my appetite back. So I just had a hard-boiled egg, and I ordered some Italian food for lunch. So that'll be here soon. How you doing, Boo? And the cat's had a little bit of temptations. So we're doing good right now. Hopefully things will continue to improve. It's 11:12 a.m. Here's Simba. Simba's in Boo's room because Simba's having a sick day today. So let me tell you what happened. Last night, Simba did not want to eat dinner. Like whatever I gave him, he did not want to eat it. Like he turned his nose. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to force him. I always try at least like 5 or 6 different things. He didn't want anything. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to force him. So probably around 9:30, 10 p.m., I said, you know what, I'm just going to pet him and I'm going to brush him and maybe he'll feel a little bit better. So that's what I did. Well, the next thing I know, he just starts throwing up. He threw up just so much food. Like, I don't even know where he ate the food that he threw up, unless it was his breakfast, unless he completely overate on his breakfast. But it looked like he just threw up a whole bunch of crunchies that have been sitting in his stomach for quite a while. Like imagine, like little dry cat foods that have just absorbed a ton of water. That's what it looked like. And there was a lot of them. So when Simba throws up, it's like one big vomit pile. And then there's like 2 follow-up little vomits. So I cleaned everything up, went to bed, and I should have made sure there was no food around for him. But I had some of the reconstituted freeze-dried chicken on a little plate. And what happened was around 2 a.m., I guess he decided he was going to try to eat a piece of it. And then he threw up again. What he threw up was mostly water and then just a few pieces of like the freeze-dried chicken. So that's how I knew what it was. So then I said, okay, well, you need to relax, Simba. And I took all food away. Like there was nothing out for anyone to eat. And he did not throw up the rest of the night. He's just been relaxing. Now this morning, I started him on half of a churro, half of a chicken churro. He ate that. And then like a half hour later, he ate the other half of the chicken churro. And then, I don't know, maybe like another half hour later, he ate a full chicken churro. So far today, he's eaten 2 chicken churros, which is about, 12 calories total. So what I have here on this green plate is a little bit of chicken baby food. He doesn't want it. And then on that plate or bowl underneath there, I have some reconstituted chicken breast. And then on that plate or bowl underneath there, there's some reconstituted freeze-dried chicken breast. I sprinkled a little bit of Fortiflora on it, which is a probiotic. So he could eat that if he wants to. Now, in the past, when Simba has had tummy troubles like this, usually he'll eat the reconstituted freeze-dried chicken without any problems. And usually that'll settle his stomach really well. And I'll keep him on that, during the day. And then usually like at night, then he'll eat like his normal dinner. I should also mention last night when he vomited like up all the food, After he did that, he came in here and he had diarrhea. So yesterday he had vomiting and diarrhea. So it could be that he's having some kind of tummy trouble. I remember years ago when Stella had something like this, I took her to the vet and they did all the tests and they're like, yeah, it's just some simple gastritis. You know, she'll get over it. Give her the Fortiflora and everything should be fine. Also, I'll never forget, like when Ditto was here back in 2022, all the cats in the house were sick. Like they all had vomiting and diarrhea, and that was linked to a bag of dry cat food. That was a canna, something like that. I never bought it again. And thankfully, you know, that was only a few days of sickness for the cats. Once, you know, I got rid of that food, then everyone, you know, went back to their normal selves. So, I mean, Simba has been trying some different foods recently, but it's not like it made any of the other cats sick. Maybe it's because, you know, he ate a food that he normally doesn't eat. Maybe, you know, his system was just a little off from that. I don't know. Or it could just be he's not feeling well. Maybe he overate and it just like overtaxed his system. So I'm going to keep him here in Boo's room today. I'm going to put the relaxing music for cats on. I sprayed the Pet Remedy spray. This is some of Simba's favorite spray. This is Pet Remedy Natural De-Stress and Calming Spray. They use valerian essential oils in this spray, and the cats really love that. Simba usually likes to like roll around in it. So that's why I figured let me do that with him in here. The past few days have been kind of like hectic. Things have been like off, like everyone's schedule and routine has been off. I haven't been filming for the past few days. I just needed a break. This entire week has just been off for us. There's been a lot going on, and you know, I need to make sure that I take care of myself and also that the cats are taken care of, and we try to get back into our normal routine as much as possible. You know, our routine has been disrupted for over a month now. And we just got to get back into the swing of things. Right, Simba? Right, Simba? How you feeling? Are you feeling okay, Simba? You feeling okay? All right, you got a beautiful room here, okay? You got a beautiful room. The window's open. It's going to be a nice day. I'll open it a little bit more for you, okay? You could have even more air than that. And you have your favorite chicken. And you have water. I'm going to give you some fresh water, okay? And you have a little bit of baby food, and I'll come back and I'll give you some more churros, okay? I'll give you more churros. And this could be vacuumed up, but I don't want to upset Simba, so maybe I'll just like sweep up these little pieces of litter. And you should be good today. Today's your sick day, Simba, okay? I want you to relax, okay? I just want you to relax today. It is a little bit after 12 p.m., and Simba is eating some treats. These are the Blue Wilderness cat treats. I don't want to give him a lot. I just gave him a few just to see if he would eat them, and he did. So I put them on this plate with the reconstituted chicken. I don't know if he's eating the chicken or what he's doing, but he's eating something, so that's good. I don't want to give him too much at once, just a little bit, just to see how he does. So I think that's fine for now. He still has a little bit of baby food, and then he has a little bit of the homemade raw food just in case he wanted it. I'm probably going to take this out. Good, Simba? Good? I opened the window for Simba, so now he has lots of fresh air. It's supposed to be up into around the 50s today. I don't think it's going to be sunny. I think it's going to be mostly cloudy all day. He can enjoy himself in here. It is mail time. We have 2 pieces of mail here. Let's open them up and let's see what the cat's got. So I haven't done a mail time in quite a while. And here we have a card with an exclamation point. Oh, and here's a photo. Thank you very much. This says, hi, Lucky Frills and LF Mom. My name is Dee Dee Delilah. I'm a 2-year-old tuxie girl. Don't tell Dad that I'm sitting here. We watch your show every day, and Dad said that I could donate my allowance this month. Take care and have a wonderful... I can't make out that next word. I think it says from Dee Dee and Dad. I can't make out that other word either. Thank you so much for this lovely card. And here's the photo. Look at this tuxie girl. Look how cute. Reminds me of Sammy. Unfortunately, it looks like some of the ink from the photo got stuck on the paper from the card, but that's okay. I could tell this is a very beautiful cat. Thank you so much for the donation. That'll be put to good use for the cats. Thanks so much for watching the videos. We hope you guys are having a great day, and Dee Dee is absolutely adorable. Thanks so much for thinking of us and sending a card. And here we have an envelope from Amazon. And we have a PetSmart gift card. That's awesome. This says, I am 10 years old and love your YouTube channel. It makes me laugh when you had one sock on in a video. I watch all the time, so me and my mom wanted to send a gift from Ariana B. Thank you so much, Ariana, for watching the videos, and I'm glad you're enjoying them. And thank you so much for this gift for the cats. I am going to put this to very good use, buying them some canned cat food or some cat treats. Thanks so much again. It's about 9 p.m. Here's Simba. He's eating his dinner. So I found some quail in my freezer, enough to make like 2.5 batches of food. I also found some frozen turkey breast. So I cut that up, and I made 3 meals for the cats, and they're having one of the quail meals right now. And when I ground it up super fine because I wanted to see if they'd like it better that way, especially since Simba has a bit of an upset stomach, but he ate the majority of what was on his plate. It is 4:20 p.m. and I'm making homemade raw food for the cats. I've already made some beef-based food, some rabbit-based food, and a batch of chicken-based food. I'm making another batch of chicken-based food, and this is really like the first time that I've made homemade food without Stella. And, you know, it's really sad because Stella loved it when I made homemade food. She'd be sitting here right now, and I always had to pull the chair away from the table because she'd want to like get in the food on the table. And she'd be sitting here watching me. She'd be so happy. And as I ground up the meat, I would have to give her like a little taste of it on like a little crunchy plate, and she would just love it. She would absolutely love being my taste tester. But she's no longer with us, so now when I make this food, it's just me making food. Here's Boo. Hello, Boo. Boo's hanging out in this cat tower. And I am getting to the point where anger is getting to be the predominant emotion with regards to what happened to Stella. Like, you know, I went through grief and sadness, and then I went through a lot of anxiety. And now I'm starting to get to the anger phase. Here's Simba. So I've been in the anger phase before. Like, there's been days where I've been really, really angry, but I need to harness that anger as far as being productive with it, as far as putting together like all of my reports and all of my evidence so I could find out if I can indeed, file a claim against the emergency room and all of the various vets that were involved with Stella's passing. So, that's been on my agenda. I've been slowly working on that, but I really need to just sit down for quite a few hours and try to get as much of it done as I can. But I really need to make sure that I'm feeling anger more than anything, because I just don't want it to trigger a bunch of sadness and anxiety. So I've been doing really good as far as anxiety goes for the past 5 days. So 5 days ago, I discovered what my body has been dealing with regards to the anxiety. And it is 100% related to my vagus nerve and my parasympathetic nervous system. So what happens is you have your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response. Everything that went on with Stella triggered that. So for days and then weeks following that, I was living with my fight or flight nervous system active like all the time. Like it just took over my body. Now, we also have the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest part of the nervous system, and it balances out the fight or flight. So if you think of it like a yin-yang symbol, you have your fight or flight nervous system, which has to balance out with your rest and digest nervous system. Like they have to balance each other out. And if they don't, like if you get stuck in fight or flight all the time, then you never rest and digest, which was my situation. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. That went on for like 7 weeks. I didn't get good sleep for like 7 weeks. I was hardly eating anything. I was nauseous all the time. And I found out that the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest part of the nervous system, is controlled by the vagus nerve. And there are ways for me to stimulate the vagus nerve to cause my body to relax and go into rest and digest instead of fight or flight. And I discovered that 5 days ago. That was something I had to discover on my own. I talked to doctors, nobody mentioned it. I talked to nurses, nobody mentioned it. I had to discover it on my own. This is why I don't have a lot of trust in conventional medicine. I always prefer some kind of natural medicine or holistic medicine or something like that. Because to me, discovering the role that my vagus nerve has had in my anxiety has been life-changing. We're talking going from being in absolute discomfort from such severe anxiety, like I couldn't relax, I couldn't digest food, I couldn't eat, I was nauseous all the time, I had a headache, I had like body aches, like I just felt so bad. Imagine how it feels to have the flu, but just without the respiratory symptoms, you know, the body aches and pains and discomfort, and then multiply that by 10. That's what it felt like. So I went from that to being completely calm and relaxed within 48 hours by stimulating my vagus nerve. And it's so easy to do that. Like literally all you have to do is like put a bag of ice on your forehead or behind your neck or on the side of your neck, or do some breathing exercises, or hum. Humming is amazing for resetting anxiety. Like there's so many simple physical things that you can do to eliminate anxiety in the body. And that's what I've been doing over the past 5 days. And it has completely done a 180 for me. And I'm so thankful for discovering this, because if I had not discovered that on my own, I would be in complete anxiety and misery right now, because that's how horrible I felt from it. But now I'm feeling so much better. So I really am thankful for discovering that. I'll probably do another video about that, talking about the various methods that you can do to pretty much like almost immediately eliminate anxiety from your body. And so that's where it stands right now. And it's been super helpful, because then if I could get past the sadness and grief and get past the anxiety, then I could really work with the anger and start moving forward with, you know, justice for Stella, because that's how I'm really feeling more so than anything right now. Like Stella should be here helping me make this food. Stella should be here, you know, being the mom that she was to Splash and Simba, and being the girlfriend that she was to Boo, and the older sister that she was to the Lucky Seven. And the fact that she's not here right now really makes me so angry at the negligence and incompetence that contributed to that fact. Meanwhile, here's Simba. So Simba had breakfast this morning, but he had some commercial raw food, which he wasn't really a fan of, so he threw it up afterward. And since then, he's had some treats. He's had 2 churros, and he's had some crunchies. So he's doing okay. Right, Simba? But he's here in Boo's room so he could relax and feel better. And I've had the Music for Cats CD on for him, which always relaxes the cats. And so that's what's going on with Simba. It is 10 a.m. I'm downstairs with the Lucky Seven, and they have a new toy. This is an interactive cat ball toy. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Ziggy. And I just got these yesterday because the Lucky Seven are turning 3. Like, they turned 3 this month sometime. That's their estimated birth date. It would have been in March of 2022, the year that they showed up at my house. So when they showed up in August, they were, I don't know, maybe like 6 months old at the time. That's an estimate. So that means they would have been born maybe in March. So that's what I've been going with. I've just been going with like the beginning of spring as their birthday. And, you know, this month has been a little chaotic. So we're just starting our birthday celebrations now. And we're going to be celebrating with some new toys for the cats. And this is the first one that they're getting. This is the interactive cat toy ball. I got this on Amazon. It had a lot of really good reviews. And I got one for upstairs and one for downstairs. And I opened up the one for upstairs this morning, and Boo was chasing it around. Splash was a little bit afraid of it, and Simba was very curious about it also. So let's see how the Lucky 7 do. So here's what we have. It comes with a cleaning cloth, and then it has a USB charger, which is great. I love toys that don't require batteries but can be recharged. And then this is the toy itself. I thought the ball was going to be red and then the tail was going to be orange, but it ends up they're both orange, but that's fine. I believe they also had a green option. So this comes with two tails. One tail is attached, the other's not. Sammy's trying to fit herself in that little box. Sammy, you can't fit in that little box. Okay, let's put this away. Let's put this away. We'll put this away too. You can't fit in there, Sammy. You're too big. I haven't even turned it on and Sammy's like already attacking the tail. Is she going to break it? Is she going to break it? So anyway, here's the ball, and then this is the power button. I need to press it down. And there's a few speeds. So there's like red, which is slower, and then there's blue, which is faster. It also vibrates. And then off. So let me put it back on red. Let's see how they like it. Will it run on a carpet? Because upstairs it's running on the floor. Oh, they're all coming. They're all looking like, what's going on? What I like about this toy is that it's not loud and obnoxious. Like, the noise is not going to scare them. Like, everyone's curious. Another thing that I like about this toy is that so far it hasn't gotten stuck under furniture. So the cats have two other balls very at least similar to this without a tail, but they're much smaller and they do get stuck under furniture. So what happens is they get lost so easily. But this one, because it's a bit bigger, it doesn't get stuck under furniture nearly as much. And I think also the tail helps, because if it does go under furniture, you just grab it by the tail and get it out. Right, Sammy? Sammy says right. There's little Eva. Ringo's under the chair. So this is great. It'll keep them entertained for a while. I don't know how long this runs before it stops. I want to say, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I should read the instructions. I like that it makes the chirping sound. So it ends up that this toy stays on for 3 minutes if it's not touched. So if it's just like not being touched, it'll stay on for 3 minutes. Or actually maybe it'll stay on for 3 minutes even if it is being touched. Maybe it just needs to be like reset after 3 minutes. I don't know. Today is fish day for the cats, and they're having some canned fish for breakfast. They're having some tiki cat sardines. They're having some of the Nature's Promise shredded salmon, and they are having Avenger's seafood and caviar pate, and then they're also having a little bit of dry cat food. Sammy has just been chasing Nancy around. I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see how much they eat. Whatever they don't eat, I could always put outside as leftovers for Ox, aka Cousin Oliver. It's 7:25 p.m. Look at what's going on here. Look! That's Splash and Simba. This is the first time since I got these cat towers that they're laying next to each other in these cat towers. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is awesome. I'm getting ready to run to HomeGoods because I need to replace some pillows that were on my living room couch. And instead of ordering them from Amazon, I'd like to see if I could just buy them from HomeGoods because I'd always rather support like local stores. So I was just about to run out and I was walking through the room looking for my keys and I saw this. I'm so proud of my boys. So proud of my boys right now. Hello, Simba. How are you today? Let me show you a new toy that I got for the cats. I got it yesterday at HomeGoods, and it's this toy. It's really similar to other toys that the cats have in that it's like this round fabric, and then it has this piece underneath that goes around. So they currently don't have a toy with a mouse's tail like this. This is what it's called. It's a mouse's tail. They used to have one, but then it broke down and got discarded. They have similar ones, but not one with a mouse's tail. And when I saw this with the white cat and the rainbows, and then the fact that it was pink, it made me think of Stella, because Stella, crossed over the Rainbow Bridge almost 2 months ago at this point. And I thought, well, maybe that would be like a nice little tribute for her, and the cats might like it. And here's Simba. How you doing, Simba? Good morning. This is the box that it came in. So it says it's Whimsy Collection Rainbow Kitties Twirl and Spin Cat Play Mat Toy. And it says it needs 3C batteries. And it has a twirl and spin design that keeps cats engaged and entertained. Now, this was also only $9.99. So I was like, okay, that looks like a good deal. I'll try it out for the cats. And the setup was really easy. And another thing that I really like about this toy is that it stays on for 30 minutes, right, Simba? It stays on for 30 minutes. So it's a good amount of time. Sometimes toys only stay on for like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but this is 30 minutes. So this could definitely hold a cat's attention for a while. Let me show you the not so good things about this toy. So it has 4 speeds, and you just press the button on top. And the first speed I'm going to show you is the slowest speed. So here's speed number 1. That's the slow speed. Look how fast that is. The first time I saw that, I said, oh no, this is just going to be way too fast for the cats. That's crazy. Let's look at speed 2. So there's speed 2. There's speed 3. It gets even faster. I feel like whoever designed this just didn't have cats or doesn't have cats. And then here's 4. This toy does not come with any instructions other than what is on the box. And I'm assuming those are 4 different speed modes. They could be different pattern modes, but I didn't really notice much of a difference. As you can see, Simba's not too interested in it, I think because it moves too fast. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's getting faster each time I press the button. Except for this last one. But still, it's just like too fast. Too fast, right, Simba? It's too fast. Oh, okay, he's gonna play. Maybe he's gonna get mad at it. He's gonna say, stop. Look at this, that's Nancy. It ends up that Nancy is enjoying this toy. Here's Ziggy. I'm super happy if Nancy likes this toy because it'll keep her entertained for a half hour. And there's Ziggy. So it seems maybe the girls like this toy. Hopefully Nancy will continue to be entertained by it. She just walked off. Ziggy's loving this. There's Richard. It is 8:30 a.m. Here's Simba, here's Boo. So I haven't really been filming much over the past few days. I've been trying to catch up with like work stuff and cleaning the house and everything. But something happened that was very, very strange last night. So I want to talk about it. Hello, Boo. Hello, Boo. So over the past few weeks, something has happened when I've been in my bedroom. I keep some things on my night table. I don't want to be specific with what I say here, but I do want to document it. I'm going to try to talk about this without being specific, but still documenting it, if that makes any sense. The reason why I don't want to be specific isn't that nice? Because if I ever talk to like an animal communicator or a pet psychic or something like that, I want to save it as like something specific that they could mention, and then it would be like validation. So over the past few weeks, like I've been in my room, it's been quiet, and then all of a sudden I'll notice something and I'll go, that's weird. Why did that just happen? But I've always been able to find like a rational or logical explanation. And that's what I tell myself. I'm like, oh, that happened because of this, like, or that happened because of that. And it's just really strange because it never happened previously. Like never, ever, ever in the past several years has it happened, but it's happened over the past few weeks twice. And then last night, I'm laying in bed. I'm just about to go to bed. I'm just about to turn the light off. And I was reading. And it was really quiet in the house. And all of a sudden, I noticed something else that was new happening near me. And I was like, what the heck is that? So I look and I'm watching this thing happen for like, I mean, it had to be like 30 seconds or more because I just remember staring and going, what am I seeing? Like, what am I experiencing right now? And I honestly believe it was Stella doing this thing because she would always be in my bedroom when I was going to sleep. Like, she would always jump on my bed. She loved to walk on my night tables. I have a night table on each side of the bed. And she would walk on those night tables. And, you know, she'd always inspect for treats and stuff like that. So when this thing happened last night, I was like, oh my God, this has to be Stella. Just because there was no logical explanation for it. And then after it happened, I then started like investigating, okay, well, what could have caused that? But I couldn't find anything. So I just wanted to document it because it was really weird, right, Simba? But again, I'm not going to mention specifics because I'm going to use that as validation in case anyone communicates with her. Right, Simba?
Let's all play with Boo. Boo, 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 boo. That's what I'm gonna do. Boo, 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 boo. He sure loves his toy. Boo, 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 boo. He's such a happy boy. It's a little green feather on a little green string, on a little green wand. Have you ever seen such a silly thing? Boo, 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 sits under his box. Boo, 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 swats when the toy drops. Boo, 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 my cute little panther. Boo, 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 that's what he goes after. A little green feather on a little green string, on a little green wand. Have you ever seen such a silly thing? It's a little green feather on a little green string, on a little green wand. Have you ever seen such a tiny thing? Boo, 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 let's all play with Boo. Boo, 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 that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's all play with Boo. Oh!
This is the Whiskertons Interactive Bird Simulation Cat toy set. I thought I'd film a quick review about this toy. I got this toy on Amazon a while ago, and I thought the cats would enjoy it because it had really good reviews. People say their cats really loved hunting the bird. And basically what it is you have like the suction cup, and then you have like a wand toy, and then you have a bird at the end of it, and it comes with like 5 different birds. And it has an assembly guide. And then these are 3 of the birds. This is what they look like. I guess they're like styrofoam covered in feathers. And then they have like a clip on top. And they come in different colors. And then, of course, the wand part comes with this also. Here's the toy itself. You can see the suction cup on the floor, and then the wand toy, and then here's the bird. And it moves around quite a bit. It moves in all different directions. And I've had this in several locations around the house, and nobody wants to play with it. Wherever I put this, nobody wants to play with it. Like, they smelled it when I first put it out, and then they batted it around a few times. But other than that, Like nobody has any interest in it. I feel like if they want to play with a wand toy, they want me moving it around for them. They don't want just like this bird just hanging out here. It has no interest for them. So maybe this would be a better product if there was some kind of a mechanism like on the bottom that would actually move this around a little bit. But where it stands right now, like, you know, it'll just be still like this until somebody plays with it. And even if I like move it around myself and there are cats around, they just look at it. They don't like playing with it. So this was not a good item for the cats. And there are 10 cats in this house right now, 1 cat in spirit, so a total of 11. But nobody wants to play with this at all. So I was very disappointed in this toy, and I just wanted to let you know about it in case you've been thinking about getting it. This scores a 0 out of 10 among the cats. I just brought it downstairs, and there's Ziggy. She batted it around twice. But I don't know if she's going to continue to play with it or not. This is what happens. They usually do that for like a few seconds and then they're done with it. But maybe she'll like it here. I don't know. So I'm just going to try it here before I give it away. I was going to give it away. You like it, Ziggy? Maybe it's a little bit too high for the cats. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why they don't like it. I wonder if I need to like put this coming out of a wall or something. Want me to put it on a wall? I just hung it on the wall. So it's lower for them. I don't know if they're going to play with it though. You gonna play with the birdie? You gonna play with it? You don't want it? You don't want the bird? All right, I hung it up here. It's behind this chair. You see it on the wall there? And then it comes over here. You gonna play with it, Sammy? No, you don't want it? All right, it's there if you want to play with it. It's there if you want it. Maybe they'll like it here. It's about 9:45 p.m. right now, and I am getting these automatic feeders ready for the cats because I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow, potentially on an overnight trip, and coming back either tomorrow night, if I'm only gone tomorrow, or coming back the following evening. So I need to have enough meals in here for 2 days for the cats. And they're basically getting dry food. I'm putting a little bit of dry food in for breakfast because I will be here to give them breakfast tomorrow. So I'm going to make them some raw food for breakfast. But I'm just going to put a little bit of dry food in these just to make sure that they're working. It is the first time that I am setting these feeders up since Stella passed away. And it's a very strange experience for me because she's not here to supervise me. Normally, when I put these feeders together, like she wants to know what's going on. She wants to know like what food is going in these feeders. She wants to try to sample and taste anything that I put in there. And a lot of times, she'll jump up here and try to eat the food as I'm filling the feeder. So definitely missing Stella right now. It's just so weird for me to put these feeders together and to fill them up with food and not have like any of the cats here watching me, or even like it seems like they don't even care because Stella would always be up front and center. So it's definitely weird. It's also weird because I'm only putting 3 of these together. I'm not putting 4. The lucky 7, they get fed out of a different automatic feeder downstairs. So yeah. Just adjusting. It's 7:15 a.m. Here's Simba. I'm super zoomed in right now, so if this is shaky, that's why. And I just got out of the shower, and I'm in my room. I'm getting dressed, and It's really hitting me for the first time that Stella is not here to lay on my legs and lay on my towels after I take a shower. That was like one of her favorite things. And I've taken so many showers since she's passed away. I mean, she passed away almost 2 months ago at this point, and I don't know why it hasn't really hit me until now, like with the impact that it's having. Maybe because I have like my bags out, I'm packing an overnight bag, and I don't know. I don't know why. Usually because this is when I'd sit down on my bed and Stella would lay on my legs, because I would be going over like a checklist of things that I need to get done this morning and things that I need to bring with me. The cats are set up with their feeders. So they had some crunchies this morning. There's some crunchies in their snack feeders, and then there's different crunchies in their meal feeders. And then I just put their toy boxes here just to give them like some room, some separation. There's also the 2 feeders here. And here's Boo. Hey, Boo. Boo had some crunchies this morning. All the cats were really happy overnight. So like when I get up, I check the security cameras just to see like who ate what overnight and what they were doing. Simba and Splash had a great time last night. They were playing. And, Boo has been in good spirits also. I think they're really happy that the feeders are out because they like the feeders. They know they get more crunchies. And also, when the feeders come out, they know that, like, I'm probably going to be on an overnight trip. So they've been really happy with that. And here's Splash. He just jumped in this cat tower. I opened the window for them. So later today, I am going to be seeing one of my friends that I haven't seen in months. And I know we're going to be talking about the situation with Stella. And I don't know how difficult that's going to be. I do have a bit of anxiety about that part of my day today. Just because I don't know if like anxiety is going to hit me, grief is going to hit me. Like, I don't care if anger hits me. I could just, explain that situation. I just don't want to deal with the other stuff. So hopefully everything will go okay. Right, Boo? Right, Boo? How you doing, Boo? How you doing, Boo? How you doing, Booster? You a happy boy, Boo? You a happy boy? So Boo really has been enjoying the Instinct dry cat food. Right now in this house, there are 4 different types of dry cat food. I have the ICYMI dry cat food, which is quite a bit of corn in it. So the cats get that sparingly. I really just use that to see if Boo will eat it on some of his food when he's being picky. We also have the Blue Wilderness dry cat food, which the Lucky 7 loves. And the OG4, they like it pretty well too. And then the Instinct dry cat food. I haven't been feeding that to the cats just because I have these other ones like in rotation. But yesterday, Boo really, really enjoyed that. So that's what I put in their snack feeders. And then we have the Origin dry cat food. And as far as all the dry cat food goes, I like that one the best for the cats, and the cats like that one too. So they've been eating that. But, sometimes they do like a little bit of variety. And because the raw cat food that I make for them is so low in carbs, that's why I don't mind feeding them some dry food. Because even if the dry food is higher in carbs, let's say it's a dry food that's like 30% carbs, they're getting less than 5% carbs in the raw food that they eat. So if they're getting like, 80% of their food is less than 5% carbs, I don't mind 20% of their food being like 30% carbs, because when you average it averages out to a much lower level. So, it all has to be about balance. It has to be about balance, right, Boo? And happiness and quality of life, right, Boo? You a happy boy? Boo says he's happy. He's happy. Okay, Boo. Okay, Boo. You look so handsome, Boo. Here's Splash. Splash is tired because he's been on patrol all night. Usually he sleeps pretty well, but last night he was like walking around. I hope he wasn't looking for Stella, but I don't know. They saw the feeders come out. Maybe they're just happy about the feeders. But that's another thing, because usually when I bring the feeders out, I know I'm going to be like away on an overnight trip. I always tell Stella that she's going to have just like a really relaxing day. I was like, okay, Stella, just have a very relaxing day. This is like, you know, almost like a spa day for you. So you just spend the day relaxing on the bed and laying around and doing whatever you want to do. It's just a massive adjustment, and I wish I didn't have to make this adjustment at all.
Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.